Go ahead and make a perception check.
15.
16.
15, 16.
Good up, by the way. Like, disguising appearance. We're not, like, happily strolling.
Alright. Up on the road ahead, as you all are traversing along, there are a couple of people who actually pass you. Some of them on horseback, some of them has a carriage as they're heading back the other way. It looks like they have some various beasts attached and affixed to different portions of this cart as they are hauling it back to Jakob and Wyatt.
Do they want to buy some horses? No.
You can talk to them if you want.
Never
No,
mind. Let's not talk.
not yet. I don't think we should do that yet.
Not yet. No.
How do these two horses look? I know you said they're both mares, but like, do they like decent animals or?
They look decent. Before they were left for several days unattended, they looked healthy.
Are they behaving okay? Like now that I'm giving them a little bit of care?
Yeah, they're behaving wonderfully.
What they look like, Madison, I'm going to ask what they look like.
Both of them are chestnut.
Aww.
This bright chestnut.
Now we got 3 chestnut mares. We are so fucked. Oh, dear God.
It's more like a dark chocolate cherry, actually. Not a bright, but kind of like a dark chocolate cherry color. Like mahogany. I think mahogany is like this kind of like a dark brown, but there's this hint of red. Very well behaved. Not causing a scene, not causing trouble.
It's good.
Okay.
As you all make your way into the afternoon, you see that there is someone walking with a cane down the road. Just walking with a cane, hood pulled over head.
Detect magic.
Okay, go ahead and you cast Detect Magic. You do not sense any magical aura from this particular entity.
Is it just like an elderly person?
You can get down and check. Their face is currently hidden from you as they're walking down.
Nope.
Looks on your all's faces. As you all get closer, as you all are passing by, you hear, can you spare a coin?
I'll flick him a platinum and keep, just as I ride by. That's it. And I don't say a word, I keep going.
Takes the platinum, the surprising dexterity, manages to catch it in the air and keeps walking.
Surprising dexterity.
He's not wearing a disguise. He's an old man. Leave him.
Don't leave him. There's no point in interacting.
I don't know. He could be an assassin, though.
No.
As you say this, as you're thinking this, the person whips off their cloak. But you didn't see this coming. They throw his dagger at him. That's a natural 16, so it's a tainted 20. You to zoom in the back. Zoom is dealt a whole 2 points of damage as he actually lands in his shoulder. He grabs the dagger and pulls it out.
We're not leaving this one alive. I'm done.
Snarl.
You didn't see this coming. I'm gonna look around. Are his friends with him?
Yes. Immediately jump up and try and surprise attack you by a shower of arrows and another dagger come flying at you guys. That is a 21 for you, Nora.
Yeah, it hits.
A 21, an 18 For you, Nora, and then Talavin, that is 13.
No.
They both hit.
That is...
Are these the same people from before, or is this a different group?
This is the same people. Nora,
They're dead. I'm done. Nope.
You're dealt 15 points of damage as these two arrows from either side embed themselves into your shoulders.
How far
For
away
you, Talavin, the dagger bounces off, followed by, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this anymore, as it throws himself into the bushes.
Oh, it's too late. It is too late.
We're keeping the same initiative order as before. Talavin, you're at the top of the round.
How far away is he from me?
The guy who was walking, he's about 30 feet or so away.
I kick Warrior in his direction, and right as I'm like about 10 feet away, I jump off of him, and as I'm reaching my hand out to grab his throat.
You can't get a full gallop on him. The most you can get is like 2 trots. If
That's
that.
fine. I just like turn him in that direction and leap off of him.
Go ahead and roll a hit.
Natural 18.
That hits. Roll damage.
As I grab his throat again. And I'm like, this, I warned you. I just rolled 3 10s in a row. That is 30 points necrotic damage.
Oh no! You know what? From leaping off of a horse, like landing basically on him, I'm going to give you that extra little bit of force damage as you essentially land on him and choke his throat. As you land off, you just hand snap around his throat. Dark veins follow the pattern as before, cresting over top of his jaw down into his chest as he just dies in the grass.
Bonus action, snatch the platinum I gave him back.
Snatch it back. Nora, it's your turn.
I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast, both on one of the twins.
Raise your hand. Which one? Left or the right?
Right.
Is there 3 or 4 of them?
There are 4, but as soon as the one threw the dagger, he shouted, I don't want to do this anymore, and ducked back into the underbrush.
Oh, I thought that was the... Oh, okay. Never mind. He's next.
Okay, so roll to hit. The first one. 23. And
It hits.
9, so probably not. But I'm gonna hold up my right hand and be. And
You added your modifier?
I rolled a 2, so 2 plus 7 is 9.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to raise my hand as I cast and say, and after we let you go. Boo!
Go ahead and roll damage.
It's just 1d10. That's a 4. It's not as cool as I wanted it to be.
The swirling green energy, just aglow with this light as you raise your hand. 2 beams shoot out from your fingertips and land. One of them barely grazes the top of the shoulder. The other one makes a direct impact just over the heart. You hear them gasp for air. Zoom takes his arrow, and seeing the other one is untouched, the other twin is untouched, he's going to go ahead and see if he hits, which he does. Where's my D8? There it is. Oh, and 9 points of damage as he just out of frustration drops the next arrow with his offhand, aims it, and arrow lands directly in the shoulder. You can almost hear the crack as it pierces through the collarbone and hits. The other twin gasps for air as the other one attempts to flee. All you see are the stalks of grass.
We should just let him go, so we don't have to.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm. It is your turn, back at the top of the round.
I will also cast Eldritch Blast. I have 2. I will aim 1 at each of the twins. And then over my shoulder, I will call to the one running away, if I ever see you again, you're dead.
All right, so you aim 1 at each of the...
That's 15 plus 5. That's 20 for one of them.
It hits.
And then 17 for the other.
It hits. Roll damage on each.
That is 10 for one of them.
Yikes.
And 8 for the other.
As the blasts silvery blue energy collects in your hand, as you thrust your hands out to either side, one envelops the first twin. They begin trying to pat themselves out as they're knocking the next arrow. The other drops dead. Zoom takes, or Nora, it's your turn.
I'm going to just do Eldritch Blast on the last twin. Just
All right, roll both beams.
both beams. Ooh, that's a 26 for the first one. And a natural 1 for the second one. So that's 8 total.
The first one hit.
That's an 8.
The next one, also with the same green silver energy, pulses from your hand as you raise and just envelops the twin. They fall to the ground.
I search their bodies.
After the energy dies down, you search through their pockets and find 15 copper, 4 silver, and you had their coin.
2 more. Okay, coins.
Yeah.
2 more assassin coins. How many of these do I have now? I have the 2 from the other assassins. I've found 2 other ones. Now I have 2 more. But I technically have. Oh yeah, and then the one from last night. I'm gonna.
Nora found that one.
Okay, well, no offense, I'm taking it, and I'm making a necklace out of them. No, I'm not gonna make a necklace. I'm going to attach them to my horse's bridle.
Ooh.
Fuck this.
You know?
Because I feel like
rewarding.
it's a show of power.
I'm not gonna stop you. I mean, that could be like, hey, look at these coins. Maybe we should pay more attention to these people.
But it also could be like, ooh, look how many coins they're collected, and this is a super dope order, even though they're not really. Stay away from them. We'll see how it goes the first time somebody sees them, and I'll take them off if it doesn't work.
Sounds like a fair compromise.
Okay.
As you ride forward, you hear, "Thank you!" from the other side of the field.
I used thaumaturgy to make the wind around it, like, just like...
Man. Oh, wait, no, before we go away, I'm gonna take the bodies off the road. Because is it like...
There aren't any bodies on the road. There was
one body. There's one body on the road that you grabbed.
The dude walking.
Pinned to the ground.
You said he jumped into the bush.
One's in the bush. The one that shouted he wanted to get away, he's in the bush. The one that you pounced on the road is still in the middle of the road.
Oh, I thought he was the one in the bush. Well, I'll drag him. I'll just pick him up and... I'm so done with this.
Yeah, you drag him over, and looking at them, they're actually pretty young.
I will bury them. I'm going to dig a hole. I'm not going to just leave them here. I do feel guilty killing all these people.
Are they dead?
Are they dead? Mackenzie, we are not saving them again for them to come after us again.
2 of them are. One of them is still faintly breathing.
Which one?
Twins.
One of the twins?
Oh, man. Why did I ask?
You said he's breathing?
Very faintly breathing.
I will cast Spare the Dying. And I will leave him unconscious as I bury his 2 friends. And then I will also tie his hands and feet.
Okay.
And then when I'm done, I will throw him over the back of my horse.
You're kidnapping him?
What do you want me to do with him? I'm gonna let him rest it off. I'm not gonna heal him anymore. I'm not wasting my spells on him.
Well,
I'm gonna let him sleep it off, and then we can have a nice chat and see if he's repentant.
I think we should leave him. Someone's gonna come by eventually.
I mean, I'm just gonna talk to him when he wakes up. And I'd rather get him away from his friends so they can't do any bullshittery. Taking him.
Okay. But we're gonna be passing by people, and they're gonna see it's kidnapping.
I'll put my cloak over him.
Your half cloak.
I'll put the cloak that
the old cloak.
I put my old cloak over him, my long cloak, and my blanket. Just it looks like an extra large saddlebag. I could do like Clint Eastwood style and just fucking throw him over one of the bareback horses, tie his hands to his feet so that it's like under the belly, and then you just leave him. Just saying. That's real uncomfortable.
And then we
will continue
at a fast pace, relatively.
I don't want to go too fast because that might kill him. Bouncing around and shit.
Fair enough.
And looking at him, he's strawberry blonde, has some freckles, kind of these pale green eyes.
I don't care what he looks like, Madison. Don't.
I'm just telling you what he looks like.
I don't care. I already killed his twin. Okay.
Around 15 to 16.
Twin. I'm a twin. Okay. I can tell you, I'm probably already very upset with myself. Okay.
Right. We'll continue on into the evening, and it isn't until you all make camp later that night, which go ahead and roll a survival check for.
18 plus 25.
5.
You say 5? Nora, you're a little bit preoccupied with your current prisoner, as it were. When it comes to getting everything unloaded, and eventually you'll have a secured location, and you think you're pretty well camouflaged before he begins regaining consciousness. His head lolls off to the side.
I'll lean him up against a tree and just have just as his feet and his hands bound, nothing crazy. And then I will, as he starts to wake up a little bit, I will cast Healing Hands. What am I, 5th level, 5 points?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to kind of be kneeling in front of him a little bit. Are you satisfied now?
Answers. Where are the others?
In the ground. Because you wouldn't leave us alone. I warned you. And I gave you a chance to leave.
Shoulders just start shaking. He doesn't say anything.
I'm going to stand up and walk away and start making some tea and dinner.
I'm going to walk by. I'm not going to kneel or anything, but I'm going to say, we tried to save them, but it was too late after the heat of the battle. I'm going to walk away. Just let him cry it out. They're humans.
Yeah. And he does. He tries to hide it.
I will take first watch.
Okay. Your perception check.
That's cocked. That's a natural 16. Perception. 23.
Glancing about for the evening, you don't see anything to your left, to your right. quiet evening, other than the sound of the crickets and the frogs, and the sounds of the forest, which is a welcome relief to the silence of the swamps.
Once I'm sure everybody's asleep, I'm going to walk over towards him with some food and a cup of tea. And I'm just going to set it down next to him. Well, I guess I'll offer it to him.
Are his hands bound behind his back, or are they in front?
They're in front.
Okay. Are they frozen?
I'll take a sip of the tea and I'll take a bite of the food.
Looks a little bit thin. He holds out his hands.
And I'll give it to him.
Takes it. Even though it's still very, very hot, he just starts drinking the tea.
I will say that I'll just say, I'm sorry. And then I will go wake Nora up for her. Well, I'll go sit down and finish my shift, or I'll go wake Nora depending on what time, whatever.
Eventually, he gets brave enough to reach down and eat the food. There's red rings around his eyes. Eventually, he passes out.
He goes to sleep. I will put a blanket over him. And then I will make sure Zoom is tucked in since he wasn't the other day. Just cut.
He's still spread out. And you put a blanket over him immediately. He curls into the blanket.
Yeah, I'll put a blanket over those two. And then when I wake Nora, I'll just be like, his hands are in front of him. Just watch him. I don't want him to pull anything silly. And I will go to sleep, clutching my holy symbol, hoping that I wasn't being a complete fuck all day. Actually, I will go to sleep thinking of my own twin.
Clasping your holy symbol, you drift off into unconsciousness. Nora, perception check.
21.
What?
21.
I thought she said natural one.
I thought so too. I was like,
21.
Okay.
That's much better.
I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Fine.
Looking left, looking right, looking up above. Don't see anything. It's quiet.
And the kid's just asleep.
He's asleep. Just passed out asleep.
Okay.
Zoom's watch comes. He takes a look out. Uneventful night. Dreamless sleep, slightly restless, as what you all did today. Defending yourselves. But also seeing how young they were. And seeing him kind of lying there. It's heartening, at the very least.
The organization preys on the innocent and the needy.
Eventually, the two sons, Targaryen and Nuna, both rise in the sky, and you pack up your things and head out for your third day of travel.
Can we talk to the kid first?
Sure.
I'll be making tea and breakfast.
Alright. Okay. I don't even know what to say. Okay. This time I'm going to sit next to him. Or like kind of in front, angle, far enough away so that he can't like bite me or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit down. You're like, we don't want to hurt you. And we're not going to. I'm sorry about yesterday. Eventually, we can't keep you tied up forever, so we would like to release your binds eventually. But, do you have anywhere you can go? Nowhere to go. Is that why you joined the organization? Or the order?
Oh, they're called?
Oh, you didn't know.
Wait a second. What if they weren't part of the organization? What if it was just the one guy and he...
They had coins.
No, just the one. We only found the one coin.
You found
Oh, no, they did. They did all have coins. Fucking A.
Yes. I believe they're just called the Order, unless you know of a different name.
The 11 spires.
You say 11 spires?
No, the 11 spires. Levin, 11 spires. It was out of an initiation. We were going out and roughing someone up. We all got our coins. Supposed to bring us luck.
I'm just gonna say Talavin's listening in, but she's just making food, really.
Alright. So you all didn't know that we were being hunted the first night that you came to us.
We knew there was a bounty out, but we didn't know that was you.
Why were you around us anyway? If you didn't know it
We
was us.
we were going from the east. That was the first mission we were sent on. But I don't know. We were going from east back to west, and we saw some people, and we haven't roughed anybody up yet, and so we thought we'd rough up some people in the woods and earn our badges, earn our coins, and happened to be you, and
Did you know
talked us in.
He talked you into it? Which one? The one who was wearing the cloak yesterday? Who caught the coin? Ah. So he was your leader. Did you know Juliana and Anin?
No.
They're part of the same order. Well.
How old kid look?
15, 16.
Alrighty. How did you find out about the 11 spires?
We're trying to make money hunting. Not very good, but someone came up to us. The one guy, Dez, he just told us that we could make money and get better skills, and we thought that sounded pretty good. And we went and we started training, and we put with Dez, and that's when word first got out saying there were these people and there was a bounty, and it didn't look too serious, just two women just out on their own, said to cause fires or whatever. I don't know. That's what the paper said. Des said, we should head, after we checked out the east, that we should head back west and see if there's anything else like west or north. And we saw your camp as we were walking around in the woods.
Do you know of anyone else in your order that went east?
There were a few, yeah.
Alright. So they don't tell you anything about the people you're supposed to be tracking?
No.
And this was your first?
I didn't know too much.
Where's your home base?
Well, we don't have a home.
Your home base, the place where when your coin heats up, where you're supposed to go.
Oh, that's actually back in, what's the name of it?
Strucken?
That's back in Dewhurst.
Dewhurst.
At some point, I'll come over and bring them both food and tea. And then I'm just going to go sit on where I was sleeping and take out my sketchbook.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
Elred Oren.
Sorry, you cut out what?
Elred.
Oren. What was your brother's name?
My sister.
Oh, sister,
Would we have known that when we searched their bodies, though?
Yeah.
I assumed they were.
I assumed they were brothers
identical.
too. I didn't even think to ask.
Okay, sorry.
Now I feel even worse.
What was your sister's name?
Jaren.
Okay, well, I was gonna say this earlier, but I was gonna sketch a picture of his sister. Just like her face.
I'm going to undo his handbands. Actually, no. I'm going to insight check this little child. Because really, he's not that much younger than me. Alright, that's 17 plus insight, that's 22. I'm gonna, if I undo his hands, is he gonna try to choke me out, or?
He seems pretty defeated at the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna undo his hands so he can eat his food with his hands. I'm gonna undo your hands, alright? Don't try anything, okay? I undo his hands.
And he takes the bowl and eats quietly. You can see that the bones are protruding from his wrists.
Alright, should I ask any other questions? Let's see, just ask the one dude. Okay. No, I can't think of any other questions right now. So you haven't done your training yet? Your month of training?
You earn your coin first. You've been taken out and you do your training on your first mission.
This order sounds like fucking shit, dude.
Who is the other party member or your other group member? Not Dev and not Jared. Who is the other one?
Corn?
Corn.
His name is Corn.
Was Corn new as well?
Well, it's corn, but he only likes to eat corn, is who we teased him about it. Because he eats.
So Dewhurst is the place you were going back to. Was that your home where you were born?
No, further south. There's a town on top of the Hhatu Strip. Didn't really have a name. It kind of called it home.
That's not terrible. That is rather far from here. Could you go back there?
There's no one left. They all got sick.
With what?
I'm just looking for something.
You don't know what they got sick with?
We all got sick, but others didn't make it. We only had 10 people in our town. And he keeps eating.
I'm gonna say once we pack up and stuff, I will take my saddle and put it on one the calmer, the one that wasn't super fiery chestnut horse. And I'll put it on that horse. And then I will tie her lead to, well, I'll be holding the lead, and then I'll give the other horse to Zoom. And then I'll put the kid, I'll untie his feet, but tie his hands back and put him on that horse with the saddle.
He has a hard time getting on.
I'll put him on.
He's ridden a horse before.
I'll put him on there. I'll give him a quick 101 how to stay on.
He sits on top, looks around, gives a nod. He's not sure what's going to happen.
And his legs are still tied?
No, just his hands.
Okay.
It's dangerous to have your legs tied on a horse.
That's what I was like, I must have missed that bit. I was like, wait a second. Okay, sorry.
What do his clothes look like? Like what's he wearing?
Very tattered leathers. The pieces are bulky on him. They just kind of hang barely on his frame, and it looks like they're a size too large in the first place.
I'll throw my old cloak over him, and I'll put my new one on with my little pin. Ha ha ha!
Perception check.
My bag of holding.
Perception.
What?
Yeah. Your perception check.
He's gonna. Well, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Ooh, that's not very good.
Or you can make one too.
What?
Or you can make one too.
I got a 9.
Oh.
Don't tell me it's corn. Ho ho!
Oh my
Did
god.
you see this coming? Like,
No, it's Zoom. He's beaming.
Zoom is beaming?
I put on his thing he gave me. Before we leave, I'm also going to check on this. How are they doing?
To that fact, Talal actually comes to you whenever Nora is in the process of talking with Elrid. He's like, Talavin, I know this is a little bit of a tense moment, but do you have a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
First, be sure to tell Nora. It looks like she's in the middle of something right now. It worked.
I'll kind of do like a quick smile, and then I'll...
He holds it out. It's this... it's a slightly like... I just lost the word. Not ocular. It's thicker around the top, and then it goes down into a little bit of a thinner band near the bottom, and just it's so faint you can barely see, but it looks like there are like almost little squiggles and branches kind of swirling around these natural rings. It's so small you can barely make it out, and yeah, you wouldn't even be able to tell what's directly in the center, but there's a glint. There's a glint there.
I'm gonna like grin super crazy for like a split second, and then if I could hug you out of excitement, I would, but I'm not gonna do that.
This would be the only time I would allow you to grab me and pick me up, but I'll just take it back, thank you.
Okay.
He takes it and puts it back into his side pouch. He took several trial and errors, which is why I didn't actually get a lot of sleep the other night. The other matter is, do you have anything that might help with fevers?
You got a fever?
Jen, she's having a tad bit of a fever.
I have stuff for fevers.
I will pull out the necessary herbs that I know help with fevers, and I will give them to him.
Which ones do you pull out? No, I'm not going to make you go through your cards.
I can find it. Give me a second.
But you use your resources.
Let me. Oh, this is actually going to take me a little bit longer than I. Oh, wait.
I didn't bring my fucking book. Hold on.
Must know the herbs.
Elderflower. I don't think I have any elderflower. Hold on.
No, go away!
I have yarrow, and I have lemon balm, and I have honey. Do you want me to make some tea?
Take some of the lemon balm and honey. No, I can handle that much.
Okay.
I'll just mix it into some water. Yeah. It's very unlikely to fall ill with something. It might just be the change of seasons overall.
I kind of like just a little bit, and I'm
Deception
like,
check.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really not good. I'm pretty sure my deception is trash. That is a 5.
He sees the partial side eye. He gives you this look. Talavin, she hasn't said anything to you, has she?
No, she hasn't. No. I'm just, I don't
know. I just,
Talavin.
think things. You never know what's going on with
women. They're so hard to read.
All of a sudden, I'm having a hard time believing that you don't know anything.
I don't.
Do you know what sickness?
She hasn't said anything to me. I just have
suspicions. But I really don't know how you all do, what you all do in your spare time, so I can't make assumptions.
I look very uncomfortable.
I mean, obviously there are certain things that we do in our spare time, but I believe you're referring to one particular activity.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't want to, throw things at people, in a weird way, but...
I don't know. Explain a few things. I'm going to go tend to a fever now.
If you need anything, let me know. Go get him, champ. Sorry, that was weird.
I don't know what champ is, but I hope it's not some kind of innuendo.
Okay.
I walk back to the back with the stuff you gave him.
Okay, yeah, yikes, okay. If I was to perchance look at Jen at some point, and just a general perception check of her body, does her body at all look different?
You can make a perception check,
Her
yeah.
boobies. It's usually that's a natural 17. So that's a 24.
24. I mean, she is, slight in stature, being a tiny fey individual. I mean, she's naturally. I mean, she has a full chest, but I mean, you haven't noticed anything too radically different. I mean,
Okay. Her clothes don't look tighter at all. Like she don't look like she's.
no.
Okay.
Doesn't. I mean, everything seems to be in the right normal order.
It's only been 2 weeks since the mansion.
I mean, they could have been doing shit before then, because technically it would take at least a month to really be, and they've kind of been together for a while, since we. Morning sickness is technically the third thing, and it's usually It's usually the 8th week. Doesn't start till the 8th week.
Okay.
You notice,
Yeah.
Sprites also mature by the age of 10.
Oh.
He's fully mature. Just saying.
Okay then.
Okay, so next thing I'm gonna be looking for is morning sickness, because that also happens in the 8th week.
It's only been 2.
Okay.
All right, for your all's third day of travel, go ahead and make another perception check.
13.
19.
19, 13, okay. Traveling on this next day, it is a bright, warm day. You all are far enough away from Bracklewhite that more sounds in the nearby fields and forests are starting to perk up your ears. However, there is more foot traffic along these roads. You're seeing more people traverse on horses or with carts. Some traveling individuals. You hear one merry band of individuals, one of them playing this strange, the strange device that they pull and push. Parts of it remind you almost of a spine, the way each piece fits together, but it's hollow. It's a bag that inhales and exhales on its own. It makes the most atrocious and yet jaunty sound you've ever seen and heard. It's a strange instrument you're not familiar with.
Interesting.
I might pause for a moment to listen.
Oh, they're walking. They're
walking?
They're walking. As you're traversing, you hear them before you see them. As this band is walking, and you're walking in the opposite direction.
Is it a bunch of people or just like a single person?
Like 5 of them. Some of them have lute, some of them have piccolos, and then there's this one person who just has this strange device that they arch almost in a smile and pressed back down.
Awesome.
I just kind of give them like
terrible.
I just kind of give them all like a super like you're awesome nod, just because.
And they all take a fighting stance. Haha! We see you again. Part of the order.
All of them simultaneously toss their instruments in the air and bow before trying to catch them. Out of curiosity, they all managed to catch them. One of them drops his lute on the ground as he tosses it up and bows. Right before he gets up, it clocks him directly in the back of the skull as it on the ground. Gotta not again. Grabs it up and they're like, way to go, good job, buddy. Just teasing him.
I'll clap along with them.
They continue on their way and you continue on yours. Elroy doesn't really say anything. Next day, just rides behind, being led behind. Go bed down for that evening. Go ahead and make a survival check to set up your camp for your all's final night out.
That's a 12.
I was rolling really good for those two, so that sucks.
Zoom manages to reorganize most of the area, but there isn't a lot of brush to work with in the first place. There will naturally be gaps in the area, but it's just something you're going to have to deal with. Go bed down for the evening.
I'll make dinner and tea and stuff. I will make a lemony type tea to give to everyone.
Just, Jen doesn't feel, called out.
Then I'll give everybody it has like a more lemony flavor.
Lemon with a little bit of honey.
I use the honey and the lemon and the
Mm.
And then I'll make dinner and pass it out. And then I'll retie his feet, but leave his hands for now.
Mm. He accepts dinner. He even managed to muster a thank you.
I'll just kind of nod my head and I'll go continue on my sketch. I want it to be really good.
Evening passes, and
I'll take first watch.
You actually, you see when the sprites, naturally come out in the evening after traveled, or they try and stretch their legs every once in a while. You see Spice is currently warming herself by the fire, the low-lit fire that you all have. Both Jin and Talal seem a little bit out of it.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I'll go do like a little chatty with Spice, see how she's doing.
She looks up.
I'll sit down next to her and just like...
Oh, that is you sitting down next to her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, better and better every day.
You don't sound it. You don't sound very excited.
Yes. Well, I'll be better tomorrow.
Is Nora asleep?
No. Everyone is just like around dinner time.
Okay. Has the what's his name? Or Elrid. Has he seen the sprites?
No, his eyes are kind of fixed on Spice curiously. He's probably you get the sense that he's probably not well traveled and hasn't ever encountered a small fae before.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Elrid, this is Spice. She's one of our travel companions.
Shrinks away, slightly bashful. She glances around. Hello. It's a very, very small wave. I'm gonna go to bed now. That's okay.
Alright.
He just lets himself fall over because his ankles are still tight.
Alright. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna let me go.
Oh,
What'd you say? Who was talking that time?
It's Elrid.
Okay.
And are you gonna let me go?
Oh,
You're gonna kill me too.
That's just rude. Was he talking to me or Nora?
He's asking Nora.
Do I hear him say that though?
You're kind of talking with Spice, but he's not. I mean, he's not shouting it, but he's just kind of quietly asking.
I'm gonna undo his
My
ankles.
passive perception
is 17. Do I hear him? I'm just curious. I don't
You
know.
probably hear part of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna undo his ankles. Like, you're right. We should have undone your ankles a while ago. You're free to go if you want. Just don't come back and try to kill us.
Slumps further into the ground.
Gonna wrap the rope around my hand and just tuck it away.
Yeah.
I'll take first watch. I just want to like talk up to Spice. I don't know, maybe talk about, I don't know. Maybe I'll share like a happy family memory I have. I don't know, something. I don't know, just talk about,
maybe try to make her smile. I don't really know. I don't really know what to talk about with her. She's so like small and little and like young and adorable.
Okay, I'll just, I mean, like, how has she been looking, feeling, like, how has she been looking recently? Like, still pretty down and blue?
She looks slightly better, but the fact that Talal and Jin, the fact that they seem to be distracted right now, she's kind of on her own right now.
I cover Elwood with my cloak, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna just throw him a blanket when he went to sleep, but whatever.
Okay.
I'll just whenever after I lost my parents, not saying anything, but what helps me feel better and keep my head up is knowing that they're always watching over me. And I try to think of memories that make me smile.
When you say that, you can just see her smile that was like almost forced onto her face instantly wilts. She says, I don't want them watching, I want them to be here.
I know. And I promise we will keep looking everywhere we can for them. But you just keep your head up. And you keep smiling.
I don't want to smile. I'm gonna be home.
So do I.
What's your home like?
A lot darker than here. Not a lot of light. But it was filled with people that I loved. And animals and music.
The caterpillars?
Caterpillars. Yeah.
Caterpillars.
I think they were mostly turned into moths, but there were caterpillars.
Moths is too specific for me.
Yeah. Some of them were pretty. Some of them not so much. The caterpillars here are much nicer than back home. Let me,
Question. So I'm done talking to Elwood right now, right? Because we didn't have a long conversation. Can I perception? I want a perception to see if he's listening into Spice and Talavin. That's your name. Talavin's conversation.
So you want to see if Elrid is listening? Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check. Or actually, this would be insight to see if he's thinking going to sleep.
Okay. Oh, natural 18 and insight. You say. Insight. You say.
Insight.
23. Insight. You say.
23. It's not that he's faking going to sleep, he's actually trying to go to sleep, but his head is turned in that direction. But her voice doesn't carry very far.
Okay.
I don't know, we'll just kind of wrap it up a little bit, maybe talk about some caterpillar-y type stuff. I don't really know a lot about caterpillars. Maybe I'll ask her what her favorite caterpillar is and what it turns into. And if she describes it super well, I'll try to draw it before I go to bed.
Okay. There's one that is called it's a robintail. Mm-hmm. It's kind of this dusky brown, but there are these bright streaks of this orange red that run along the top and along the ridge that kind of give it this wide-eyed, kind of sassy eyebrows look, the way the circles fall, and these bright, just these bright orange that just gives it this constant surprised, sassy look. You look at it.
Okay.
See, top of Spice.
I guess whenever we're done talking or whatever, I'll go over and via whatever description she gives me, I'll try to draw it to my best ability. And then I have first watch, so.
Eventually, she takes a look, and even though she gets a little bit of ink on her back, she actually lays on the back and kind of looks on either side at what they would look like.
Those were her wings.
That's so cute. I'll just kind of laugh a little bit, and maybe one day when I get some good colored ink, we can make you a pair.
I think that would be lovely. Thank you.
And I'll I guess it's kind of too big for her to cut out and have, so I won't do that. But rip out the page. Here you go.
Crushes. It takes 1d6 crushing damage from a piece of paper.
It has 6 hit points, rolls a 6.
Spare the die! It just spirals.
It takes 2 point force damage from being crushed under Spare the Dying.
Instantly loses 2 death saving throws from a critical melee hit.
Oh, fuck.
Eventually, you do see Talal kind of come out, stand by the fire for a while. After Spice goes inside and falls asleep.
Is everybody else asleep now?
Zoom is asleep. Nora, you're on the edge of consciousness.
What's the little kid doing? Is he asleep?
He's asleep.
I'll make sure he's covered up, and I'm going to take out this sketch that I did of his sister, and I'll fold it up and just kind of tuck it somewhere that he'll notice on his body.
Directly in front of his face. No.
And at the bottom, it'll just say, I'm sorry at the bottom. And I'll tuck it, just somewhere, near, on his person, but not enough to wake him up, but where he's not gonna not see it.
Okay. Talal sits cross-legged by the fire.
I'll go sit cross-legged next to Talal too. It is Talk to the sprites, nice.
And Nora, yeah, you also notice he just has this look on his face.
I'm just gonna kind of like side eye him a little bit as I'm still doing my perception check for my first watch. That's a natural 18. Perception 25.
25. And that's your perception, or is that your insight?
My perception. Now I will insight check him.
Okay. I didn't know if you were insight checking him or not. Or
I'm just seeing maybe like what kind of vibe I'm getting off of him. Insight 15.
Nora, are you listening in, or are you going to sleep?
I'm going to sleep, but if I happen to overhear a little something, I'm not gonna like sleep like this. I'm gonna like not actively listening, but passively listening with my perception with a 20, which I don't get to use ever.
What's your passive perception?
20.
20?
God, fuck, man.
You would pick up on part of this conversation then, as you're falling asleep. I mean, you're nearby. You're not like on the other side of the camp. You're relatively nearby. Your insight is that he's a little bit sad.
Like, obviously he's been off today, so I'm trying to maybe see maybe if they had a convo. What's he feeling? What's he feeling right now? Am I getting the new dad vibes off him?
No.
Oh no. It's gonna be really bad. I feel like it's gonna be really sad. Okay, go ahead.
Is he gonna like
Initiate this, or am I gonna have to pry it out of him?
What do you think?
Oh god.
I'm just gonna kind of sigh at him for a minute. If he doesn't say anything after a minute,
I might say something. I don't know yet.
oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
Okay. I will.
Just ask if he's okay.
Are you doing okay today? I know I kind of threw things at you this morning, and I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to pry into your business. But you both seem a little more off today.
And I hope it's not my fault.
No, Talavin, don't. No, it's not that. Yeah, you were very perceptive. Picked up on things I didn't notice. And evidently, neither did she until this morning.
Oh no.
Am I getting like insight to him? Am I getting like a bad vibe off of him, like a negative? Like, is he sad about something?
Sophia, she miscarried.
Oh God, no! Oh, I knew it. No! Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to say anything else now. Oh
Don't
my
say
God!
anything else. Don't say anything.
Oh. So, intelligence check. Is that what happened? Like, is that the vibe I'm getting?
Yeah, making that would be insight. That would be insight into him.
That's a natural 15. Insight is 7, so 22.
There is a hint of disappointment and a sadness to him that you haven't really seen. Like when you first met him, right after you saw the village, there was this crushing, this soul crushing feeling that you were just getting from him. That as he sat there staring at the fire, there was just this hopelessness that he felt. This is related in a way. There's a similarity to those demeanors that you've only seen come out in him a few times. This seems to be more on a personal level.
gonna kind of sit there in silence for a minute, just like, oh my god, what have I done again?
No, Jim would have noticed.
Shit.
It's okay. Just
She said she actually, when I asked about this morning, she said she wasn't sure herself, and it wasn't until later, right immediately after our conversation, that the fever hit, and or at least afterwards, and.
I'm so sorry. I wish there was something that I could have done. I should have been. I don't know.
There's nothing you could have done. Sometimes these things happen.
I'm sorry. And if whatever either one of you need, just please let me know.
That is tremendously kind of you, Talavin. She'll be right as rain soon.
She's strong.
Very strong.
There's no way to like comfort them because like my hand would just. You know what I mean? I can't do anything.
You can try. You can always try. Yeah, get creative with it. Go for it.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Nora, you do pick up on what it is that they're talking about. Not listening in, but your eyes are still like just glazed open as you're watching the firelight die, and you're just picking up this conversation.
I just wish there was something I could do to comfort you. It's challenging. I've always been a very, I want to say touchy person, but yeah, whatever. I don't know. Look away real awkward, like I'm just like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god.
I don't know if that makes you feel better. I suppose you could lower your hand. I don't know.
Okay, I'll just like kind of like lower my hand a little bit. I don't know, just something. I don't know. I just want to kind of like touch shoulders. I don't know, like how
to touch you, but I don't know how.
Ah!
That's such a bad phrase.
How big are they? Like,
he's like 4.5 or so inches.
He's like literally the size of my hand.
Yeah. From here to here is like 4.5 inches.
From here to here? Oh, that's
from like here to
no, if you spread out your fingers, I think that's about like 4.5 inches or so.
Okay, I'll just like reach out like 2 fingers a little bit and just like pat him on the shoulder. That just seems so weird. And I'll just kind of like awkwardly touch his shoulder a little bit and just be like, I'm sorry. It's weird. I'm sorry.
He watches you do it too. Just looks over.
It's too weird. I'm sorry.
Never thought I'd be having this kind of conversation.
Me neither.
I'm comforted by a giant.
Oh god, that even makes it even worse.
Hardly, no. That's It's like no, just don't. Just lower your hand.
Okay, I'll just lower my hand.
Makes you feel any better. And he actually goes by from your hand, just kind of like lay palm down, and he actually just goes over and like presses his leg against it as he's sitting down.
Okay,
that's
fine. And I'll just kind of, that's fine. It's enough, I guess.
I'm like, my fingers is my entire torso, Talavin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I might be out of it for a few days. But rest assured, I'll if you should need us, we'll be ready.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Just you give her a hug for me.
It'd be so much more amusing if I made her do it. But I won't make her do that right now.
Yeah.
Pats the top of your hand as he stands up. I'm going off to bed. Perhaps don't say too much about it. Or unless she wants to. Right. Good night. Sleep well. Goes back.
Oh, that was weird.
I'm a touchy-feely. I want to hug you.
I just want to like hug you. But they're so small. Like I literally just want to like hug them. But like literally, if I went like this, I would just push them.
Your watch is uneventful. Eventually, you wake up Nora, who also takes the watch. Nothing transpires during your watch.
Got a 17 just in case. Perception.
17. You hear a couple of voles rustling around as they mosey their way in the underbrush.
What are they saying?
Have you found any worms yet?
Oh my god.
Any worms yet? Have you found any worms yet? No, I haven't found any worms yet. Have you found any crumbs yet? No, I haven't found any crumbs yet.
Talvin's in her sleep like
I like bowls. Is Alfred still there? He's still sleeping and stuff.
It is.
Okay.
He's still asleep.
Alright.
Your watch comes to a close. Zoom takes his watch. And eventually, the two suns, Targaryen and Una, both rise high in the sky, cresting over the horizon and waking you all. An eventful rest.
I will make my lemon balm honey tea again. Because that actually helps with depression after miscarriages. That's terrible that it helps with it. Like, that's a very bad double-sided herb.
Yeah.
And I'll make breakfast and I'll hand it out to everyone, including the kid. Let's see. I guess as we're packing, I'll just walk over to him and just be like, do you have any plans? Do you want to leave? Do you want to wait till we get to the next town?
I don't really have anywhere to go.
Do you want to just stay with us until we get to
Northon.
what's it called?
Northon.
Northon? Northon.
Northon. It's like northern. Northon.
As good a plan as any.
All right. This time I'll go ahead and just throw a bridle on this horse and see if he can ride.
Looks pitifully at the horse as he remembers the lesson.
I'll give him a few tips as he's internally panicking.
Manages to mount the horse shakily and grabs hold. He's holding it all wrong. It's making you cringe. It's a cringe fest.
I will go over and I will fix his position.
No matter what you do, he's cringe.
I mean, he's 15. That's kind of the definition of cringe.
Yeah, 15 is pretty cringe.
Can I ask the horses' names? Can I ask them if they know their names?
You ask the horses?
So I know what to call them. Do you know your name? Hello.
Hello.
Do you have something we can call you? Is there something, a word that you like responding to?
I like kiwi.
Kiwi?
That's interesting.
I like
So-
kiwi.
Can I call you Kiwi?
I like kiwi.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the other one. I'm like, this one's name is Kiwi. And then the other one. Hello.
Aha.
Do you know your name?
Name?
Can you tell me like something you like being called? Something you respond to?
Like tart.
Tart?
Tart.
Alright, like this one's name is Tart. Welcome aboard. And then I'm gonna Kiwi and Tart.
What's it look for?
The disappointment.
Disappointed.
And what?
Those are good. Kiwi and Tart. I like it.
A horse trying to name itself? It's like asking a toddler to name themselves.
I don't know.
You're very intelligent. Thank you very much, Madison Thompson.
Toddlers?
I said horses are very intelligent. Thank you very much.
What do you think the
Toddlers
intelligence
are
modifiers of these
idiots.
particular horses are?
Horses in general. You?
How old do you think these horses are?
I have, but
What do you think Clever's intelligence modifier is?
Clever is Sophia's real life horse.
That
by the
motherfucker
way.
has like a -10 modifier. He's got like a 0 intelligence. I mean, I've got horses that are smart, but yeah, no, he's not.
Yeah. There's a variety. These two just so happen to be at the bottom of the barrel with their -1.
We had to get the dummies.
They're well behaved though, aren't they?
Because they're too dumb to do otherwise.
Regardless, you all ride forward to Northon. Northon is a very simple city. It's slightly smaller than Bracklewhite, but it is slightly larger than Carnum. There is indeed a large stone wall all the way around, and there are some spikes along the outsides. Although, for the most part, you see the gates are wide open. You see that there are 3 different tiers of the city going in. All of them, once again, made of this this pale gray stone. Almost looks like the sandy white in this bright early morning light.
Keep going. You're gone. You're fine.
You can see the buildings now. This is set up in tiers, very much like that of a cake. Just one step goes to the next step, goes to the next step. There are fence rows, from what you can tell. This place is probably also built on some kind of hill, so this kind of elevation is not something naturally achieved in buildings. You all approach, and the gates seem friendly enough, all of them wearing these gray patches of a compass on each of their... Your business is not asked or required. You are invited inside.
Guards had gray armor with compasses on them?
Mm-hmm.
My
Just
hood
like
is down. Very down. Like trying to hide.
Is the compass a different color?
It is black. It's a black compass.
Hiding the hood. Hiding, sneaky.
Yeah, I'll have my hood up as well.
Sneak. Sorry. Slightly happy.
Very much like Bracklewhite. Many of these places are one story. However, there are several two-story buildings nearby. They're scattered among the rest, and usually there's some kind of business on the first floor. The second floor, most likely, is some kind of lodging. There are a few people out in the streets playing. There are cobblestone streets beneath you. Although, unlike other places, there are vines cracking up from beneath the cobblestone itself. Some of the branches are vining up along the edges of the buildings, outlining each and every brick. You do not hear the roar of any fight pits, nor do you hear any nefarious activities or tavern bar songs being rung out.
Does anyone seem to be paying any particular special interest besides just, oh, look, people showing up?
Make an insight check.
24.
24? One person holds your gaze for a few seconds, in your opinion, too long, but they go back to smoking their pipe and talking about cured meats. You pass by one of the ones.
I make a mental note of what he looks like.
Scraggly old man with a full beard, graying, just smattered in all of his facial hair. He has on what kind of almost looks like a fisherman's cap, slightly greased around the front edges. It doesn't look like he has any kind of armor or weaponry directly on him, but as you all walk by, he just holds his gaze a little bit too long for your liking.
I'm not sure we should stay in this town. I wonder if we can camp outside of it.
So do you want to just pass through and maybe camp on the other side? Make it look like we're just passing through and leaving?
Yes.
About what time is it?
It's still early morning. You all only had to ride for a couple of hours, so it's probably around 10 o'clock or so.
Okay.
I think it'd be best if we maybe stop, get a few supplies. We might be running a little low on food. And then maybe keep heading through and camp on the other side. Make it at least appear. I'll link with Nora and say this actually, because I don't know. I know she's just a kid, but I don't need him going back around to his friends and saying something. And then maybe camp on the other side. Just make it look like we just went straight through.
Yeah, we can make it look like that. This is the town that we're waiting in, though, right? We're waiting for.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. So we entered through the So that would be the west southern. What entrance did we enter? Is there one in and out of the town?
There are 3 in and out of the town. One of them from the south, another continues on east, and one that you entered from the west. So you came from the west to the east.
Okay, which one would Jacob and Wyatt most likely enter through?
Probably
The southern.
We did.
The southern.
Southern.
Okay, so we can go through the town to the southern, or maybe it'd be best if we. Nah, we already came through, and just kind of wait around that road, that area.
Do we probably need to stock up on some stuff? It's been like 4 days. DM. Would we need to like?
It would be worth considering. You all have eaten heartily for the past 4 days. You all have not been wanting, but if you don't get supplies now, the next town is a few days away.
What is the next town if we were continue east?
If you continue east, the next town you would reach would be... Sherfield.
Will you spell that, please?
Sherfield. Sherfield.
And about how many days ride is that?
Sherfield is about 5 days.
And then curiously, is this one of the towns that was still lit up on the map? Is that, or was this just a town that was good for us to meet up in? Is that, I can't remember.
The ones nearby that you remember, this was not it. Based on what you have seen on your map and based on that mental map that you have of what you remember now, like giving you that sketch versus the one that you physically have, it seemed that it was further east. That sprites were, where the sprites were.
Okay.
I might take this time to do some enchanting. If Talavin goes to get supplies.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess I'll go get supplies. I guess I'll let them continue out and I'll just wait and get supplies. So Nora, you all are gonna head out of the town and make camp, and then I'll get supplies?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, we should split the party. Huh?
Well, because I was gonna take the kid, see if he wants to stay here. I don't know if he wants to stay with us. I don't really care what he wants to do.
All right, you can try to see if they need help with anything.
Yeah. What kind of town does this maybe look like? What kind of does it seem friendly? Seem like a working town?
It seems like a working town. Based on the fields nearby, you all went from these partial treed area, partial wooded area and field to majority field. This place, you can actually see whenever you all came in a bunch of fields that looked like they had been mowed down by some kind of perhaps bovine, perhaps something that produces wool. Cows and sheep.
Okay, so if we're passing through the town, maybe is there like a help wanted sign somewhere? I don't know. Help like a board maybe with like a, like a tasking board or something. Like people could need help doing this for, I don't know, herd sheep, help watch sheep, something like that.
You will be a shepherd.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you are wandering about. And Elred does go with you.
16.
16. Takes you the better part of half an hour, 45 minutes or so, but you do find a tasking board. It looks like they are looking for somebody to help guard the sheep for the afternoon. There is
one afternoon, or just like in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. Sorry, in the afternoon.
Okay.
Looks like there's a little star by it, which it's more of a scribble than a star, followed by possibly need to defend the sheep. Not much else is said. If you need to contact Samson.
Okay. So they all continued out of the city, and then I'm just with the kid?
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll turn to the kid, and I'll just kind of be like, if you want, I can try to help you get a job here, something, settle. I don't know what you want to do. I
don't know either.
Leave you high and dry, but I don't think it would be safe for you to travel with us either. We tend to have people coming after us.
Yeah. Not for long, though.
Well,
What did he say?
He said not for long, though.
Why did he say that?
Because we killed them all.
Are you
That's
serious?
why.
I'll just kind of look at him and I'm like, I mean, can you blame us, though?
Oof. Too soon. I'm not there. I'm chanting.
I don't say anything. I just kind of give him a look like.
He looks at the board and he just kind of looks back at you and is like, I don't know what these say.
No! Another poor lost young little soul. I can't read it right.
One of these look okay?
There's a after sheep guarding in the afternoons, it looks like, and I'll point him out a little bit. I don't know if he wants to try to, but just a little bit. And then the other one is, it looks like defending sheep, maybe, probably.
It's the same one as the watching the sheep and defending. Possible defending is the phrasing they use.
It looks like they need a guard defender of sorts for sheep.
Like sheep.
What did he say?
I like sheep.
Oh, okay. Do you want to try to go get in contact with this Samson guy and see maybe if that could work out for you?
Sure.
If it's not what you want, we can look for something else.
There's not really much else I can do.
Collecting NPCs.
I feel like traveling with him is just like salt in the wound. But like, I just don't want to fucking just leave his ass here. It's like, why don't we go get some supplies and think about it for a minute? God damn it. As we're walking, I guess, I'll just be like, is there anywhere you've ever wanted to go in the whole world?
I don't know what else there is in the whole world. Like adventure, go and explore, and I don't know. I mean,
You have a map.
I know I have a map, but he can't read it. He doesn't know any of these places.
Someone pick the loser. I can do anything. Take a look. Read a book. Reading rainbow. Nothing.
this is a TV show.
It's an old show.
I used to watch way back.
Revealing my age.
So you just what you want to travel?
And I don't know. I mean, people that used to travel with thought it was funny. I don't know if I'm that funny or not. Because Jaren had the better material. Just kind of played off her.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Looks at you curiously.
And now I won't say anything else for now. Just gonna go shopping a little bit, however much I need to get us through at least another, maybe like a week and a half worth of supplies.
Mm.
I'll include him in that number for now, and the 2 extra horses.
Okay. Last time you spent what about it was 30 gold or 40 gold?
25.
It was 25. With the additional horses, it'll probably be like 32, 33 gold.
Okay.
For various fresh produce for the meat, which actually they have some very good sheep cuts, very good beef cuts.
Yes. I guess while we're in the general store, I'll ask if there's like an herbalist type deal anywhere.
What?
Herbs.
Herb! Looking for herb?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Is it a ma'am?
It is a ma'am.
Okay.
I heard Kinsey walk by and I just got panicked because I heard something else in my apartment. No, because I heard some people playing outside the window. I heard the neighborhood kids playing outside the window, so I was like, "What was that outside?" Herb is. You're looking for Herb?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, he's dead.
No, herbs, and I'll pull some out, and I'm like, herbs.
You smoke?
For healing, and I'll cut myself a little bit.
Oh, dear! Passes out.
All right, I leave. Fuck that. Good God. Fucking Jesus. I'll just kind of look down at her, shake my head, and walk out. Is there anybody around?
Elred looks almost impressed. He's like, I need to learn how to make people pass out while looking at that. That was impressive.
Pure talent.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
You managed to find somebody who essentially says that there are a couple of stands on the outskirts where these local women go out into the fields and find various flowers and roots. Sometimes they pick up something useful, sometimes it's nonsense. You get one really high skeptic that says that some of them make strange potions and brew things and possibly descended from witches, or at least one of them is.
I will try to find that one.
It's Zelda. That's her name. Zelda.
She got like a stand or like a store?
Stand.
Okay. When I walk, so it's a stand. So when I walk up, like, what do I
See what she got.
The stand is actually set up almost like a welcoming in booth. Instead of there being a front with some kind of banner or things hanging aloft, the way she has it set up is one part of it is broken on the left, part of it is broken on the right, and she sits kind of within it. There are strings and woven together pieces of briar and root along, keeping this relative canopy, this hollowed canopy, just hanging above her. And you see that there are all woven wicker baskets of still roots that still have dirt on them. Some of them look like mandrake. You see some of them are daffodils, dandelions. So that there are the heads of the dandelions, the stems, the stalks, the leaves, all broken apart in different sections. You see some of lavender. You don't see any mint, and you don't see any other see any other like flowering plants that catch your fancy. But she welcomes you. Humanoid. She has kind of darker complexion. He's dark but warm eyes, almost like a warm night by the fire in winter. Hair blonde and braided, tied up into a bun. She's dressed in very simple clothes. She smiles at you. Hello? Anything I can do for you?
I'm looking for a few different things, but something in specific. I don't know that I don't have like a particular whatever might work the best for stress, maybe. I don't want to. Okay, fuck, that kid is with me. Maybe something that helps with stress or insomnia, worry.
For a friend.
Yes.
She takes a moment and breathes and might have just the thing. One moment. And she takes some lavender, and she takes some chamomile. And she also takes a little bit of basil. Then some of these might help.
I'll take, how do you sell it? Bundles?
She takes a handful, wraps her hand around it. Like that.
Okay. I'll take I want some mandrake as well. But I'll get like a bundle of the mandrake, lavender, chamomile, and basil.
She takes a little bit of each, wraps it up. Must be very good for your friend.
Yes, she means a lot to me. Maybe as she's like gathering that up, I'll be like, maybe you wouldn't have anything that helps with heartache, would you?
Heartache? I suppose you mean the metaphorical kind.
Metaphorical.
That's what soul food is for.
Soul food!
Soul food! No herbs! Not great for your physical heart, but it's good for your metaphorical heart.
A nice steak. Potatoes. That's soul food right there now.
Steak and potatoes. And gravy. And
Yes.
bread, all the starches.
Yeah.
You can always try a little bit of columbine. She reaches into a jar, like just a couple of crushables, usually used in charms and so forth for love, that can help with fevers. And sometimes an inspiration of love can help remember what we have.
And I'll take some of that as well, please.
It takes only 2 or 3 seeds and sprinkles it in. You don't need much. More silver for the lot.
I'll give her 5 silver for being so helpful.
She curtsies low and takes it and puts it away in a side pouch.
Thank you.
As a focus point, she points to this small piece of amethyst. And take it if you'd like.
I will hand her a gold piece, and I will take it.
But this is a gift for your friend.
Thank you. I'll give a bow as well. Curtsy.
Do you leave?
Now I'm trying to find a leather worker because this boy need a saddle. I want mine back. My butt hurt.
Simple enough, you do manage to find a couple of people who are selling saddles, unless you want a custom thing.
No, just something that looks well made, looks like it'll fit him, because mine's probably didn't fit him very well. Plus, it probably didn't fit the horse very well. Something that I know would fit the horse and fit him.
It'll only set you back about 10 gold.
Copy.
It's a nice saddle. Looks to be made for a relatively small frame, which seems to fit him.
Was there anything else I wanted to do?
Have I noticed that dude around at all again?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
No.
Okay, good. Any magic shops? Just because I gotta ask.
You do see 2. With that natural 20, as you're scanning around for that you stared for too long, you see 2 of them. One is Sinusu's Scriptorium, and the other is the Naga's Arsenal.
I want to go into that one.
This particular one is one of the 2-storied buildings. And you go inside, and you can see that there is currently an individual who is in a wheelchair. They wheel around. Young woman says, "Oh, anything I can help you with?"
I'd love to just look around your wares, if you would mind.
Feel free. She make a perception check. What teen?
15.
15.
What team?
This young woman, probably 18, 19 years old, vibrant, full of life, very bright smile, slightly auburn hair, just very faintly in her light brown hair, and it comes down into a braid off to one side. But what catches you is her eyes, which are a beautiful blue, but they are slits.
Would that ring any bells with me?
Maybe. It's just different. She goes over, she points to arrows, and she's like, this right here? These right here are going to help if you're trying to hit something, it will hit it, or at least it'll help you hit it, and it'll hurt harder if you hit it.
Okay, question. Hold on. What kind of store? What? When I walked in, what kind of items do they have? Is this like a spells, weapons?
Weapons.
Weapons. Okay.
Weapons.
Okay. So what is she pointing at? She said
arrows.
Oh, arrows. Okay.
Arrows.
They help. They hit harder.
They hit a little bit harder. Yeah.
Are they reusable?
As long as you don't break the shaft. Let's see why not.
Interesting. Okay.
That right there, and she points to this very long bamboo rod. She's like, that right there. It's been fashioned right there into a blowgun. You can dip the tip into different things, and I've never actually seen it done, and actually it's a little bit harder to use than a lot of people let on, but apparently if you master it, it's pretty useful. That right there is a crossbow, obviously, but that one will help you hit it, and I've never seen it happen, but apparently if you manage to fell your enemy, they burst into flame. So, nice barbecue at the end.
Interesting.
We have this longbow over here, and she goes over to the next, and she's like, this one, it was given up by its previous owner because they swore it snarled at them. I haven't had the courage to try myself. Goes over to the next set. This right here was also surrendered. Points at a net that is currently hung up and pinned heavily against the wall. She's like, this right here, I think it's cursed because last color that it fell on, it turned into grass.
That's nice.
Yeah. Points over to another great axe. Just this wonderfully carved, arched great axe on either side. It has extra dagger affixed to the top, inlaid with silver and gold work. It's a very elegant weapon. It's like this right here. Evidently, if you strike someone with this and they are found to be less than good in their motivations, they turn into little shards of glass and shatter on impact.
Wow.
This one right here, this is my personal favorite. This one here evidently came from much further south from the jungles. Now, I personally, never been to the jungles. As he rolls forward, but this right here is said to have slain one of the great serpents of the south.
A great what?
Massive snake. Said to be one of the banes of the Jabaxians. Whoever they are.
Okay, what is it? What is it?
Oh, it's a pike.
A pike?
It's like a spear.
Interesting.
Of course, you can see chipping around the edges, so I don't know how great this weapon can actually be, but it's said to have actually been part of these fights. And we've got that great sword over there. His name is Defender. Lame, if you ask me. You need to say something grander than just Defender, but it's fine. Apparently, this right here will dissolve foes into slime. Tall tale, if you ask me. I don't think it's ever actually left the city. She takes you around to the next corner, and you see 2 tridents. Like this right here, evidently helps you communicate with more aquatically inclined foes. Don't know what good is it going to be, but we have them. She spins back around. Can I help you find anything?
Does it seem like it's mostly weapons in here and nothing like smaller, like protection type things? Damn.
No.
I might. How many arrows did she have?
We have 20.
And how much might those be?
I think these go for 2 gold a pop, just because they have been enchanted. Although, since they have been enchanted, you could probably reuse them as long as you don't lose them.
And then the longbow. Do you mind if I try it to see if it actually?
You're not gonna shoot me, right?
No.
Oh yeah, sure. We got.
I'm curious.
Look at that wall. Should be fine.
I'm not gonna put an arrow in it. I mean, I have arrows, but I'm just gonna like take it down and like pull it back and see if it does anything. Like the string back.
You pull it back. Nothing happens.
I will pull it.
Make a perception check.
18.
No,
I literally could not add 7 plus 1.
Elred seems a little bit unnerved when you pull that back. You just see him shoulders slouch a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out an arrow out of my bag of holding because I actually have 20 arrows in my bag.
Right.
I'm gonna see if anything happens if I add an arrow to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put it back. I was just curious. But I'll take the arrows.
That'll be 40 gold.
I will give her 40 gold. I'll give her 4 platinum. Yeah.
Oh, nice and shiny. You can see as she holds it up, her pupils dilate slightly and go back. Slits.
Interesting.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I appreciate it.
And to help.
I went to the other store because I love exploring all the things Madison creates. I'm like, yes, I want to know all of them. If I could literally just walk into every single place in every single town, I literally would.
I mean, you can technically.
Yeah.
I give you lots of time to enchant.
Nora, you are having a great time enchanting, by the way. There's actually a small stream outside, and there are actually small lambs that you can see that are currently in the process of being herded, and they're prancing about, enjoying the bright
With their little tails?
Their little tails are wagging, and they're bouncing around in the nearby stream.
I am happy to go.
She said the arrows were special. What do they do?
These technically are arrows of +1. So essentially you get to add a +1 to your attack, and you get to add +1 to your damage.
AKA, I don't use my bow, so I'll give them to Zoom.
Who's currently chibi form watching these lambs play.
Well, I'm not going.
He's never seen. No, just for context, Nora, as you're sitting there enchanting, you're sitting there and you hear as they're prancing about. And you glance over, and if you could ever see a chibi zoom, he's never seen sheep before, let alone baby sheep. And so as he's watching these lambs play, if you could just see the chibi form of him just staring in awe at these small, playful creatures.
This is perfect. Perception check.
I'd make a perception check.
No one around, is there? Natural 19, so 24.
24. As you look out into the field, you do see that there are a couple of sheepdogs who are in the process of herding some of the sheep, and you see that they're too far away for you to actually talk to.
Can I read their lips?
They're not barking or anything right now, but the look on their eyes is, I'm gonna get him. Master says no, but I bet I can get this one. It's just the look they've got in their eyes. And you can actually see that there is a mother and what looks like a daughter. And the daughter is toddling along in this dress that is way, way too big as she's making her way through the grass after these sheep.
I'm gonna live in this town forever. I'm just gonna stay here with the sheep.
You go to Sanusu's scriptorium, which is actually just a stand. And there is currently a halfling perched on the edge. This has been one of the few halflings that you've seen this far north. Currently, legs crossed, basking in the sun, both of the sun's light, just head held high. Two small braids in her hair. She's just smiling up at the sun.
So you said it's a stand. Can I perception check?
What she got? Does she have anything that might be of interest?
You can see that she only, where there usually would be a sign above her head, is actually 4 compartments. And the sign is actually where her feet currently are.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 4 compartments are as follows. There are 4 different spell scrolls. Burning hands, calm emotions, dancing lights, and invisibility.
Said, okay. If I point at I'm going to point at the calm emotions and invisibility and ask her how much those are going for.
Her eyes open up, and you can see in her eyes these warm chocolate brown eyes. As she opens, one of them is slightly different. There's a silver ring around the pupil of one of her brown eyes. She looks, "Oh, hi. What can I do you for?"
And I'll point to the 2 scrolls and be like, how much are you asking for these 2?
Which ones are those now?
The invisibility and the calm emotions.
Let me see. Looks over at invisibility. This one right here is going to be close to 500 gold pieces. This one right here looks... The other one. This one's going to be 650. She's actually standing up currently on top of her stand, which puts her right at eye level with the cabinets, and also eye level with you. As far as halflings go, she's a little bit shorter than the average.
I'll also point to the burning hands, and then the burning hands as well, just curiously.
Burning hands. That will also be... She, instead of bending over, she just back bends and looks at the price, which is underneath of each one. Burning hands, this one's... That'll be... $225.
What was the last one, Madison? Sorry.
Dancing lights.
Okay. I think I'm going to pass on the spells, I'm afraid.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Yes, I appreciate it, but I'm afraid I wouldn't have too much luck using any of those.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and keep basking in the sun, if you don't mind.
Well, you enjoy.
You too.
And I guess we'll just I don't know. I'll start heading back out of town. I guess to where I would think Nora and Zoom would set up camp or something.
You all would head to the south entrance. Where you actually see Nora is currently in the process. She has her tarp laid out, currently her bedspread actually laid out, and is currently in the process of enchanting while sitting on that. You see Zoom in that same chibi form as he's just staring at these prancing lambs in the field. You all are just outside of the gate, just as your frame of reference goes.
Okay.
You can see the nearby field. You can see what looks like a mother and daughter in the field, as well as two sheepdogs or canines of the like, which who are currently in the process of herding all of these sheep.
Hurting the sheep? Oh no!
Herding.
I know. It was just fun, so I had to jump on it. The mother and daughter inside check. Are they assassins?
Yes.
Nah.
No, I'm kidding.
Alright, I guess we'll just hang here for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just I'll make some I'm gonna make some of the I'll give Zoom the arrows, so those are his responsibility now, aka Madison's. And I'll mention to him, I'll be like, if you can keep track of them, you probably could use them again. And then I will I'm gonna make some tea. I'll make some like how she suggested, the chamomile, lavender, and basil. And then if I can, maybe crush just like a fraction of one of the little seeds that she gave me.
A whole one in the thimble.
Yeah. Like just like a fraction of it in a thimble for Jen, one for Jen and one for Tillel. And I'll only put it in theirs. Actually, yeah, only theirs. Only theirs.
Make a dexterity check, as this is trying to be very precise with how much you put in.
Dexterity check.
Not saving throw, just a check.
16.
16. I think you put equal amounts.
Okay, just like a
little bit.
And I'll just go around and hand out some tea to people.
Simple enough.
About what time is it, maybe?
By the time you've done shopping and the enchanting, it's around 2 o'clock.
Did I finish around?
You did.
Okay.
Marking off another session.
I'm gonna do another.
Jen and Tillel both thank you graciously as they take in. He puts his arm around her shoulder and just is rubbing it as she leans into him. She just looks crestfallen.
How large is this amethyst stone that she gave me?
The amethyst itself is only about as big as the end of your pinky.
Okay. That's not very big. That's not very big, right?
No, just
like compared to a super
just the end of your pinky.
Super. Like small.
It'd be like a soccer ball to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a necklace out of that. see, I don't know how to like give this to her and not bring it up.
I'll wait on it. I'll keep it for just a moment, for a little while. Maybe try to like slip it in the bag, a little, just like
Put it in the bag later on, maybe.
when they're not looking, or I don't know, something.
Got an 11 for my enchanting, by the way. That's with
Oh,
advantage.
for your first one?
Yeah.
There are a few times when you become distracted
By the
at
sheep!
watching by the sheep, by the lambs prancing about. Something about it was enchanting, and you couldn't help but think of simpler times as you see the youthful play, prancing about, nibbling at the grass and the clover.
I mean, I guess since we have time, I'll wave Zoom, and then I'll wave the kid over, and I'll tell Zoom to get his new notebook that I got him. I'm gonna be like, let's do a little learning, and I'll get a notebook that I have out for the kid, and I'll start doing what I do with Zoom as well with the kid, learning the letters and just shit. I don't know, teaching them. I guess like kind of the same way that I guess I would have learned when I was younger.
Okay. Make a performance check.
What is my performance?
But that's a natural 17 plus 3 is a 10 to 20.
You're an amazing teacher!
I'm a teacher.
Zoom seems very receptive and is trying his best, and you can, whenever he is really, really focused on some of the curves, trying to get them as smooth as possible, it's unintentional, but he sticks out his tongue. The kid, on the other hand, seems relatively disinterested. He traces some of the letters and then is just begins staring at a nearby flower that's bobbing in the wind. It's the gentle breeze of the afternoon.
Okay.
Your second enchantment is finished around 7 or so. The two suns are beginning to set. The sun's creating this variation of color, these violets and oranges blending together in this relatively cloudless sky. See, people are coming in. Some of them are herding sheep past you.
31.
At one point, you actually do see the mother and daughter. The mother, who's currently carrying the daughter slightly over her shoulder. Daughter's just passed out asleep. She looks, "Aren't you coming in?"
Oh, we prefer to be out under the stars.
All right. Well, be careful. Sometimes things get a little bit too close to our walls here.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
The baby, the toddler stirs. And now, Rosemary. Let's go. He goes inside.
Hey, fine, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a little bit of teaching for like Talavin probably can only focus for so long. Anyways, so she'll probably start getting her own a little bit bored by like the second hour and be like, that's enough.
Zoom keeps going.
Okay.
He can't help himself. He's trying.
But I'll go like brush down the horses and stuff.
Simple enough.
Maybe like do a little leather work on my saddle, get a little, keep it nice.
Yes. You all actually set up camp on the outside?
I guess.
Okay.
We're definitely about to fight something, goddammit.
It's the sheep monster.
The sheep monster.
Well, like the monster that's gonna get the
all the sheep turn into like little vampire sheep.
No.
That'd be
I like that.
We have to run away from this town because we're sheep murderers.
Oh, it's running from the town. Wow. Alright, I guess I'll take the second watch like normal.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Talavin, if you're taking first watch.
18.
18. Watch the moon rise. Seeing it brings you back and gives you that bit of a shudder. As you remember watching it crack in half not but a few nights ago.
Don't worry, I still remember.
You look out into the fields. It's a motionless field. An evening breeze. This gust of wind blows all of the tall grass. The alfalfa just swaying back and forth. It's a lovely scene on this cloudless night. Oh, Nora, whenever you're woken up, it's time to make your perception check. You take watch for 19. Nice. Same general scenery. Nothing in the sky above clouds your vision, obscures anything in this field. Nothing to your left, nothing to your right. You've got the wall to your back, relatively speaking.
I look up.
You look up, and there's nothing there.
Okay, always have to look up.
Right near the end of your watch, you see some people, very, very faintly, you see some people coming up the pass, up the road from the south, moving to north.
South moving to north.
Like coming towards us?
From a distance, do they look familiar? Do they have a cart? Maybe?
Can you make a perception check?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a 15 on that particular roll.
15? It's hard to make out specific details, but it seems like there are more than 2. There are 3.
Bro, if they brought Adriel, they're done. Like, they have to leave. I'm just throwing that out there.
That might not be enough.
I'm just saying if they do, they have to go. Because I'm not having her. It's too much. 3 is too many. 3 is too many females.
And yet there's
No, and gin and spice do not count.
They're not winning, they don't count.
They're just not my size. I'm not threatened. Well, I'm pretty threatened.
I'm not frightened. Okay, whenever they get a little bit closer. Do they look familiar?
no, they do not look familiar. You see a human, someone who looks of elven descent, and someone else who looks possibly of dwarvish descent. All 3 riding in, hoods up. They just enter the town, ride past, and give you all a nod as they go by.
They're totally gonna try to kill us. So alright, I'm just gonna make note of it. Just. Oh, look, there's. Okay, hang on. Do they match the general vibe that I got from all the other assassins? Or what are they? People from the Levin Spire?
You can roll an insight check on them.
Let's do that. Let's fail that insight check. Hardcore. Okay, that's 13.
And they're just travelers, passers-by. It's hard to get a read off of people you can barely see facial features of.
Okay, and they've already ridden by, so. Okay.
They rode by.
I listened to make sure that they rode into town and away.
Yeah, you hear them take a right and head to one of the inns for the evening.
Okay.
Or in this case, it's the early morning.
Okay.
Time comes, and you wake up Zoom, who makes his check.
I'm gonna tell him. Be like, some people rode by. It was a half elf, a dwarf, and a human. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him they came into town during my watch. Just so you know.
Fall back asleep. Talavin, Nora. So both of you are now asleep. The look on your face.
Torture.
You open your eyes simultaneously.
It is
You
daylight
find
outside.
yourself by a familiar looking lake.